Okay, so I'm home now, and I'm tired. It's about 1:45 in the morning, but I wanted to go ahead and get these done. So, okay, I got most of the things on my list. One thing, I tucked my hair behind my ears because I wanted to kind of, I don't know if you can see, but my hair has started to grow back. It had thinned out pretty much, but it started to grow back, and I've got these little like curly, it's grown out about like an inch, maybe an inch and a half all over my head. So I've got these little tiny curly cues. Kind of looks like pubic hair. It's very attractive. It's driving me crazy, but I know it's a good thing because it means that my hair is gonna thicken back up again. And I had started taking biotin, but I don't know if that had anything to do with it. Probably not, but whatever. You know, any little thing I can do to help. So, let's see. Okay, so, this is not my list. Okay, I don't have my list, but I think I can remember the things that were on it. The last couple of months have been kind of hard. I'm going to do a separate video, I don't know if I'll get to it tonight, but about kind of a TMI video about girly things and my cycle and PMS and that kind of stuff. But so yeah, when I started to be regular, which was about 3 months ago, my cycles returned to normal after like 10 years. I started to have more problems with my food, with the addiction part of my food. And I've continued to lose weight, just slower, which I know is normal. My surgeon's office said that they want to see you lose 100 pounds in a year, and I've lost almost 160 in 9 months. So, I mean, I can't complain about my weight loss slowing down or anything. But I realized, well, I talked to my sister who works in a bariatric office in Texas, kind of told her what I was eating, and basically some of the things that she told me I started to do, and they really helped. And they were just basic things that, you know, I've forgotten about or gotten away from. I was eating within my protein guidelines and all the guidelines my surgeon's office gave me, but without realizing it, I was eating a lot. I was eating softer protein, like I was eating eggs and peanut butter and meat that's not dense, like sliced turkey or deli meats, cheeses, yogurts. I was still getting all my protein in, but I was, without realizing it, going for foods that are more considered sliders. And so she suggested that since I was having all this hunger, I was hungry all the time, that I go to some denser proteins, and to make sure I ate my protein first to fill up my pouch. So I did that, and it really does help me a lot. And I think I had shied away from those foods because I can feel such a difference when I eat them. Like if I have rotisserie chicken, and I take a few bites of chicken, I can feel the chicken. Or if I have a steak, I can feel it go down into my pouch. And I think I was staying away from them just because, not because I didn't like them, but, you know, psychologically they were just more uncomfortable, which is the whole reason I have my pouch. So I was leaning towards foods that were more comfortable, but they weren't utilizing my pouch the way that I'm supposed to. So I made a point of eating, you know, like tuna fish was a food I tended to stay away from because it was a little uncomfortable. But again, it was uncomfortable because that's what my pouch is for. It wasn't painful, but I could feel it sitting in my pouch, which is a good thing. You know, it keeps you from eating too much and keeps you fuller longer. So I also had to cut back on my vegetables and fruits because even though I was getting all my protein in, I was eating more fruits and vegetables, especially with spring and summer and all the stuff that was in season and all the fresh vegetables. I had to cut back on that because another theory was that the carbs from the fruits and vegetables were causing me to crave, you know, I was wanting to eat more because of the carbs in the fruits and vegetables. So I'm still eating my fruits and vegetables. I just had to cut back on them a little and, you know, eat denser protein and less fruits and vegetables. and less slider proteins, which is kind of hard for me because I really enjoy yogurt and peanut butter, and I'm still eating them. I'm aware of the fact that they might not keep me as full, or you know, I try to lean on some of the other stuff. So that was one thing that was on my list. The other thing was I was getting obsessed about my weight. I weigh every day, and I have since surgery, and that's because I'm a person who avoids the scale when I'm afraid, and I'll just bury my head in the sand. I didn't know how much I weighed when I was at my heaviest because I didn't want to know. So I weigh every day to stay accountable, and that usually works for me because I know that I go up and down and stay the same, and I just weigh so that I know where I am. But because of my cycles becoming irregular and having PMS and bloating and stuff, I was getting annoyed at like 3 weeks of no loss. And so the nurse I talked to when I went to my last group meeting, I was talking to her about that a little, and she told me that I should only weigh once a week. So for a while I did that. I'm back to weighing every day now just because I felt like it was getting away from me. I felt like I was using not weighing as an excuse. So I have gone back to weighing every day. I'm just aware if it's just a number and I don't have to obsess over it. But if it gets to be a problem, I'll stop weighing every day again. And the other thing she told me to do was to stop using Lose It, the Lose It iPhone application that I use to track my food, because I was really obsessing about calories. I hear so many people say they eat 900 a day, or I only eat 1,000 and I'm 3 years out. And sometimes I eat 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 calories a day. And I was really obsessing about calories instead of proteins, which is all I'm supposed to care about is protein. You know, and make sure I don't eat too many carbs and all that stuff. But so she told me that I needed to stop using that for a while, and I did. For about 2 or 3 weeks I didn't use it, and it was really kind of nice to just eat 3 meals a day, make sure I got my proteins, not have to, you know, worry about the calories. I did go back to using it, but just because I like to keep track of my protein grams, and it's easier for me to use that program. But I stopped entering like my fruits and vegetables into it, because fruits and vegetables do have a little bit of calories, and I don't need to be obsessed about calories, so I don't enter in fruits and vegetables or my coffee and stuff like that, because I don't need to obsess about every little calorie. Okay, so let's see. I think that's everything. Oh, really quick before this cuts me off. Hope this is going to be less than 10 minutes. I had a rash, not a rash, but like some dry spots on my face. It started about 2.5 or 3 months ago. And at first I didn't, you know, pay any attention to it, and it's just gotten worse and worse to where I was in pain and it was burning. It didn't itch, but it was right here above my lip, and it was a spot right here about the size of a nickel. It grew to be about the size of a quarter. It kind of was right here, and then in this inner section of my eye. And in certain light, you could really see it. It was really obvious. And I had to keep like Aquaphor on it all the time. I tried my daughter's eczema medicine. I tried special face wash. I tried diaper rash cream. I knew it was time to go to the doctor when I put Bourdieu's butt paste on my face. Those of you that have kids or daycare or whatever, you know what that is. Yeah, so big white diaper rash stuff all over my face. Very attractive. But I was pretty convinced that it was weight loss surgery related, but I tend to blame everything on that. But